compliance with the Open Public Meetings Law, I wish to state that on December the 15th, 2017, the notice of this meeting of the Upper Township Committee was posted on the Township Bulletin Board, mailed to the Cape May County Gazette, the Atlantic City Press, the Ocean City Sentinel Ledger, the Herald Times, and followed by the Township Clerk. Tonight's meeting is being video recorded up until the closed session portion of this meeting and will be available on UTTV Channel 97 on the Upper Township website. I hereby direct that this announcement made a part of the minutes of this meeting. We're going to ask all rise for the salute to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Barbara, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mr. Coggins?
Here.
Mr. Corson?
Present.
Mr. Young?
Here.
Mayor Plumbo?
Here.
All members are present.
Would someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes from December 4th regular open and then the closed sessions A, B, and C minutes?
Motion to approve. Second.
Any corrections, omissions, deletions anyone's aware of? Okay, hearing none. Would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. All in favor?
All right. Scott, do you have anything for us this evening?
Yeah, just a couple things, Mayor. First, I received an email today from Joe Rizzuto from Cape May County MUA, and just wanted to report to us that this Wednesday, his committee will be meeting regarding the finalization and the adoption of the host community benefits with Upper Township. So that will be finalized by the end of this coming Wednesday at their meeting. I received a letter, or email from Mike Bailey, Communications Director for Cape May County OEM and Cape May County proper. The letter basically was in regard to a request. It's what they refer to as a concurrence letter. It's part of their countywide build-out of communications, the countywide communications. And they're making a request of Upper Township to include 3 of our frequencies, and that would be the Township repeater, Strathmere's repeater, and also Marmora's repeater, which basically is a culmination of all the frequencies and all the different radio groups that we have in the Township, to utilize those and to make the request of Mayor and Committee to be able to utilize those 3 repeater frequencies. The only one that obviously we have to be concerned with is the one that's owned by the Township, and that's what they refer to as the OEM frequency or repeater that's housed here in Township Hall. So they're basically looking for approval from the committee and the mayor to sign this.
Does that have any negative impact on the repeater for the fire companies over there?
No, they individually have Strathmere and Marmora, those 2 fire chiefs, and the Chiefs Association have to make a decision on signing off on those. I initially spoke with Chief Newman. He didn't see a problem with that, but again, he was going to bring it up with the Chiefs Association just to
There was something in the, is this email that had the attachment, that there was a conflict in the frequencies, that there was some conflicts that they can object to them and you can then resolve them, and our OEM and our fire districts would have the right to say, you know, it's not working.
correct.
So I think that addresses your concern, it was actually in the correspondence.
And yeah, built into the concurrence letter. That's basically what each one of these letters are the same letter.
They understand that it's only with the use is only if it doesn't interfere with our communications.
Do we share with Ocean City?
No frequencies, no.
So they need a motion and a second to authorize mayor to sign.
I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Would you call the roll?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
I think that is all. Everything else that I have would be addressed in the closed session.
Okay, Barbara?
I have nothing to report this evening, sir. Just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a very happy holiday season.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Daniel?
I just want to say the same thing as Barbara. I do have closed session items, but since this is our last meeting before the holidays, Merry Christmas.
Okay. Paul?
Thank you. First, I just want to report, the Green Team's had some successful outreach meetings regarding the farmers market, and we think we have a market manager that's going to help operate and bring the market back to us, and we're looking. I spoke to a couple of committee members about bringing it back, bringing it to Amanda's Field and host it there if the other location doesn't work out for us in Marmora. But we're thinking that Amanda's Field might be the better location at this point, just for coordination. So I just wanted to let you know that, and we'll be doing some more formal outreach starting in January into February to get the word really out to the public.
I think long-term wise, probably the better location. If we get it established and people know it's there, if we run into problems with the other site again, like we did on the last one, then we're going to be moving it all over the place. So in the long term, I think we're better off to try to get into Amanda's.
And we have public restrooms here, it's a no-brainer.
Everything's there, and
Parking. Lots of parking.
Yes.
so
It's like the Field of Dreams, build it, they'll come.
they'll come to it.
No, it's actually growing.
Anything else?
And then last month, we had a regional meeting for the Coastal Coalition with the multi-jurisdictional program for public information. That's where communities in both Cape May and Atlantic County are getting together to work on a program for public information for flooding and floodplain information. And so that would get us, as well as all the other communities, additional points in the CRS program. And what we've been able to garner is outreach and stakeholder support with Atlantic City Press, South Jersey Gas, Cape May County Board of Realtors, Heiss Insurance Agency, and several other larger stakeholders where individually municipality couldn't get them to help publicize and put out floodplain information, but as a collective group, we're looking to do that. And we're submitting the final thing to FEMA for review, and if approved, which we feel like we just have 2 more hurdles to get over, this will be the largest program for public information as a regional group in the United States. So we're looking forward to helping, utilizing and working with that group to really bolster floodplain information for our residents. And that's all I had.
Okay. Barbara?
Just echo what everyone else has said. Wish everyone a Merry Christmas and safe and Happy New Year.
Last meeting of the year. John?
And I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. Happy remainder of Hanukkah for those who are celebrating this year. Budget season will be upon us shortly, so as we get started in the new year, we're going to have to get motivated to get our workshops done, get moving. I know Barbara has sent out requests to departments. We have received some fairly good information from some of our departments. Other departments have not responded, so I would suggest that everybody in a department who has received a request and not responded get on the stick and get it done, because I think it's going to definitely affect what's available for capital for the various departments if we do not get a response in a timely fashion.
Okay. Sounds good. Toby?
I'd like to express the same as everyone else, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Looking forward to another year, so it's going to be interesting again. Paul, any word on the old school, the Sunset Acres? From the county?
The county just received the environmental phase report, I'll say, I think it was on Monday. They just were able to mail me a copy, and I received it today. I did some initial review. I have to reach out to the assistant county engineer who's reviewing it for the county. And there's a couple recommendations in there that I want to go over with him before I make my final report back to committee on how we should proceed forward based on that report.
Okay, thank you. The only other thing I have is baseball has expressed interest in paying for the superior walls for the press box. And we have a tournament coming up in April there. So we need somebody to reach out to Randy and work out the particulars as far as, how we're going to make the payment. And so we can get these walls ordered, I think, 4 to 6 weeks minimum.
They will make the payment to us.
However, you have to set that up with Barb.
We still have to budget it though.
But, if we can try to get on top of that, so we can also get things designed for the second floor. Okay, that's all I have.
All right.
That's quick.
I'm getting better at it. I don't have any special
The new
events.
year is coming. and
There's no special events.
There we go.
Just one announcement, since we're going to be closed on Monday for Christmas Day, those who have pickup on trash and recycling will be done on Tuesday, day after Christmas. And just echo the sentiments of everybody else. Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year, and a safe one.
All right. Curtis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The only thing I have is the rescue squad was ready to see their new ambulance. I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I did stop to see it Thursday, and it was in the garage for a flat tire. So hopefully we got all the wrinkles ironed out. But other than that, I'd like to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday season and a new year, and look forward to seeing everybody at our reorganization meeting, which will be Friday the 5th.
Yeah, and I would add that's at 6:30. It's a different time than we normally have, so it's,
It's at 5:30.
oh, it's 5:30. It's even earlier. I wouldn't have made it, say.
Yeah, we'd have all been late.
How do we get it to 5:30? Just,
You passed a resolution.
okay.
By the way, it's your reorganization.
All right, so it's 5:30.
Send my wife a text and tell her it's
on
4:30.
January. And I too want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year, and hope that it's a better year for everyone in 2018. I look forward to starting the year off. Like I said, that reorganization will be January 5th at 5:30. So please join us. It's a good meeting. So with that, let's move on to the resolutions.
Appointing James C. Heilman as a full-time laborer to the Upper Township Public Works Department.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Colombo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 2, authorizing an amendment to the shared services agreement with the Upper Township Fire Districts for website services.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Colombo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 3, canceling and refunding taxes on exempt property for Block 577, Lot 20.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Colombo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 4, canceling and refunding taxes on exempt property, Block 451, Lot 58.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Colombo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 5, directing the distribution of the Township of Upper's net return surplus funds held in trust by the Atlantic County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund.
Motion to approve?
Second.
And we're putting this in, where's this going? The excess?
It's in a loss contingency fund. It's held, and we can use it for a number of things if there are legal fees or some other costs involved, so it would not impact our budget.
Okay.
Mr.
Call the
Barr?
roll.
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Colombo?
Yes.
Is carried. Item number 6, authorizing the purchase of an HVAC system for the Department of Public Works Building from the 2016 Capital Improvement Bond Ordinance and the 2017 Road Repairs and Maintenance Operating Expenses budgetary line in the amount of $32,200.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggin?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes.
Motion's carried. Item number seven, authorizing the purchase of certain items from the 2016 Capital Improvement Bond Ordinance and the 2017 Emergency Management Operating Expenses budgetary line in the amount of $36,299.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes.
Motion's carried. Item number 8 is budget transfers.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson? Yes. Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 9, under ordinances. This is public hearing and final adoption of ordinance number 17, 2017, an ordinance establishing salaries for the Township of Upper for the calendar year 2018.
Okay, is there any final comments before you open it up to the public? Hearing none, I'll open it up to the public. Would anyone like to address ordinance 17, 2017, which establishes our salary for the Township of Upper for the calendar year 2018? Okay, it appears that there is no public comment, so I'll close the public portion and entertain a motion for adoption.
So moved?
Second.
Would you call the roll?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 10, public hearing and final adoption of ordinance number 18, 2017, an ordinance repealing section 9.8 of chapter 2 of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Upper.
Okay. Again, I'll open it up to the public. Would anyone like to address the Township Committee with respect to ordinance number 18, 2017? And again, let the record reflect that there was no public comment. I will close the public portion and entertain a motion for adoption.
Move we adopt ordinance
Second.
number 18.
Would you call the roll?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Item number 11, under new business, bid results for asbestos abatement of the old Township Hall.
Paul?
Thank you. We received the bids on December 5th last week. The low bid was $38,300, Penn's Contracting Inc. of Sparta, New Jersey. There were two other bidders. The high bid was $95,880. This project was well under our budget estimate of $100,000, so for what we had budgeted for the project. So we're clearly within that realm. I would recommend that we award it. The process from here would be that both the contractor and our consultant that helped prepare the specifications, Brincroft Environmental, have to submit documentation to the DEP to get the asbestos abatement permit, and then they can go ahead and schedule the work to do the abatement work after that's been completed.
It's pretty much a no-brainer at that price. No matter what we do with the building, it has to be abated.
This has to be done to get it done.
Oh, good. My question is, how can there be a $60,000 swing in these things?
Part of what did some savings, the consultant, as part of his design process, when he got into look at it, if you remember, we had an initial consultant that did the initial testing, and he did an estimation on the ceiling tiles in the building, and to be on the cautionary side, he was looking at replacing all the ceiling tiles. Otherwise, you had to really pick and choose. However, this consultant had a little more experience with the ceiling tiles and really could I guess, just by looking at them, know the vintage, and he tested, I'll say, a composite sample of some of those, and he could really determine which ones had asbestos and which ones definitively did not have asbestos.
So they're replacing them or just taking them down?
They're going to be taking them down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they're replacing them at this point.
No, everything would be removed. So there are, so there's not as much ceiling tile, probably about a third less ceiling tile in the building that has to be removed, or that doesn't have to be removed.
But I think Mr. Corson's question is the swing is really based on, it would be the same parameters, right? Same criteria in the bid. And someone bid, $90,000 and somebody bid $36,000. And,
Somebody wants to
so
work
it's the
and
same
somebody
amount of work.
Right.
My question is kind of to kind of follow up on what Curtis said was, are we comfortable that all the work's going to be done for that price?
Yes. When I talked to our consultant after he was done doing all the work, he thought that he was going to estimate the job at maybe like a $45,000 price tag after he was in there. The low bidder that received the bids, he did come down and physically walk the building. The other two contractors did not. So I would probably say that was probably part of it, where this contractor, I did talk to him, he was really looking to get this smaller job to fit in between some other jobs. So I think he really sharpened his pencil to get the bid compared to...
Cost of disposal included in the price?
Everything, the cost of disposal, all the permitting costs, and the air quality testing we already have set aside to make sure that air quality is tested, and they go through and test surfaces to make sure that nothing else
Did he
is left.
submit references?
Yes, he did.
And did you call any of the references and check to make sure that,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
that's the big thing.
Well, the fact that we have our consultant that's gonna be there too.
Correct.
Now, time frame on this job?
We won't really, like I said, they both have to submit for permits. That could take a month just to go through to get the asbestos abatement permit. And once they get in there, the work is probably about 3 weeks,
Because, I mean...
3 to 4 weeks worth of work.
What I'd like to see us do with this, Scott, once we get this asbestos abated, we're gonna have some lag time before we get an architect in there and start actually doing anything. I would like to utilize the building for a township-wide drill. The fire company was interested in doing it until we found out we had an asbestos problem. So that's something I'd like to get scheduled up if we could, like in April or something, end of March, April. So, because it's an opportunity for the fire company to utilize a big building in space that they don't normally use.
And I'll coordinate that with,
Yes.
keep Scott up to date on the schedule as we move forward to that.
All right, so it sounds as if everybody's comfortable with the low bidder. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the low bidder?
I'd like to make a motion, we award it to the low bid.
Second.
We're gonna need a resolution on that for
Right.
the next meeting, so.
Yes.
So what do you want the motion to say, to draft?
A resolution to direct the township, is there a resolution?
Yes, that's what my motion was.
But it should also include that we can encumber because the budgetary funds are 2017 budgetary funds, we need to encumber those funds prior to
In
the
2017, prior to the resolution.
That was in my resolution.
Thank you.
Wow.
I thought I heard you say that.
A lot of thought going into that motion. Would you call the roll, please?
Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Coggin?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Plummer?
Yes. All right.
Item number 12, under new business, the RFQ for results for actuarial services.
Who's going to tell us about this?
I'm going to talk about that. Put out a RFQ for actuarial services. We usually do this every other year. There are some new requirements this year. So we'll be doing 2 full valuations. These are for post-retirement health benefits. This is a requirement of our audit. So we have to do this. If we were in state health benefits, the state does it and we could use those results, but because we're non-state health benefits, we have to have this done, and it has to be reported in our audit. I received quotes from 3 different companies that we could use, and 2 of the companies gave the exact same proposal. For the 2 years of full valuations, it would be $3,000. For the partial valuation for the 3rd year, it would be $1,000. My recommendation, this is a professional services contract, my recommendation is that we continue with the same company that we have been using for the past 4 years, Danziger and Markoff. They were one of the 2 identical low bids, or quotes, I should say, and I have no problem with getting the product from them in time for our audit, and my recommendation is to use them again for the next 3 years for the valuations that are required.
I'd like to make a motion, we put a resolution on our next meeting following our treasurer's recommendations here.
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
All right. Would someone like to make a motion to pay the bills?
I hereby move that all claims submitted for payment at this meeting be approved and then incorporated into the full minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
There are a number of reports from the municipal departments, animal control, clerk's office, construction code, division of EMS, finance office, municipal court, MUA report, and tax collector report. All of these reports will be available upon request tomorrow at the clerk's office, but I'll make a motion to accept the reports.
Second.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
At this time is the public comment portion of the meeting. If anyone would like to address the Township Committee, now's the time to do so. Please come up to the podium and state your name, your address, and your reason for addressing the Township Committee. Well, there's no public comment this evening for the Township Committee. I guess everyone's busy getting ready for the holidays, so I'll close the public portion, entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
I hereby move that a resolution be incorporated into the minutes authorizing the Township Committee to enter into an executive session for the following matters pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. The matters are potential litigation for tax appeals, personnel, contract negotiation for Tryon Marsh McClanahan Agency LLC, Cape May County Fleet Maintenance, shared services with Dennis Township, annual appointments, potential litigation with Walton Avenue Street vacation, litigation with Kiwanis versus NJDOT Upper Township et al., contract negotiation on the collective bargaining agreement. I also include in my motion that the estimated time and the circumstances under which the discussion conducted in closed session can be disclosed to the public as follows. It is anticipated that the matters discussed in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Township Committee that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. With respect to employment and personnel matters, such discussions will be made public if and when formal action is taken or when the individuals involved consent that it can be made public. With respect to contract negotiations, such matters will be made public when negotiations have ceased and there is no longer a reason for confidentiality. With respect to litigation matters, such discussions will be made public when litigation is complete and the applicable appeal period has expired.
Second, please call the roll.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Hawkins?
Yes.
Mr. Corson?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mayor Palumbo?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Well, that ends this year's meetings. We wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please drive safely this evening and for the rest of the week and during the holiday season. Have a great night.